Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. This project was prepared by Birwa Rasul Sharif, teaching at Safin High School. Episode 1. The Old Sailor. Section 1. The old sailor comes to the Admiral Benbow. I remember him as if it were yesterday. He came slowly to the door of the Admiral Benbow Inn, his sea chest following behind him on a handcart. He was a strong, heavy man with long hair and an old blue coat. His hands were rough and black with dirt, and he had a long scar from a sword across one cheek. He knocked on the inn door and, when my father opened the door, called roughly for a glass of rum. "This is a pleasant, quiet bay for an inn," he said, and looked slowly round him at the cliffs and our inn. "Here, mate," he cried to the man with the handcart. "Help me to get my chest inside." He continued, "Rum and simple food is what I want, and that cliff up there where I can watch the ships. You can call me captain." "Oh, I see what you want," he said with a fierce look, and threw down 3 or 4 gold coins in front of him. All day he was around the bay or up on the cliffs with his telescope. All evening he sat in the inn by the fire drinking rum. Mostly he did not speak when spoken to, but looked up suddenly and angrily, and we learnt to stay away from him. He was very nervous of other sailors who came to the inn. One day he quietly promised to give me a silver 4-penny coin every month if I would keep an eye open for a seaman with one leg. The captain often drank too much rum and sang his old, wild sea songs. Then he used to hit his hand down hard on the table for silence before telling his frightening stories of the sea. They were about hangings, storms at sea, and terrible crimes. During the months that the old sailor stayed with use, my father became very ill. One day Dr. Livesey came to see him, and before he left, the smart, bright doctor sat in the same room as our dirty, heavy sailor, who suddenly started his usual song. 15 men on the dead man's chest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. Drink and the devil had done for the rest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. Later on, he banged his hand on the table, which we all knew was a call for silence. Everyone, apart from Dr. Livesey, stopped talking. A few moments later, the captain cried, "Silence!" "If you were talking to me, sir," said Dr. Livesey, "I have one thing to say. If you go on drinking so much rum, then the world will soon be free of a very dirty old scoundrel." The captain jumped to his feet and took a knife out of his pocket. The doctor did not move, but spoke slowly. "I am a man of the law, a magistrate, as well as a doctor. If you do not put that knife away, you will go to the next court and will be hanged." A few uncomfortable moments passed until the captain finally put the knife in his pocket and sat down.